Assalamu alaikum and good evening. When I was entering this hall, we could all of us, we glanced through this glorious journey of this 65 years of our history, through those historic photographs hanging on both sides of the entrance hall. And this journey was interacted by various very important leaders from China and Pakistan. From our side, late Muhammad Ali Bogra; from the Chinese side, Chairman Mao Zedong, Premier Zhou Enlai, and then subsequent leaders who were in the heads of affairs in both the countries. I was wondering, while looking at those very beautiful photographs in black and white, what were they consulting during those years? During wars, during peace, strategic issues, diplomatic issues, like two brothers talking to each other heart to heart. And this journey, as Foreign Secretary said, that never had a dip. It always had a high. And this is probably the most unique component of our relationship. And therefore, it's not wrong to say that these are not normal friendship relations you come across around the globe. This is not just friendship between the two countries. This is not just relations between two neighboring countries. It is beyond that. It is beyond friendship. It is beyond diplomatic relations. No amount of logic can explain this unique relationship other than that the two countries fell in love with each other 65 years ago. And this story of love and affection and trust and faith has continued with a sense of commitment and dedication. But then, during these 65 years, lots of changes took place in the region. While China always stood by Pakistan through thick and thin, while China always went out of the way to support Pakistan's badly needed programs, while China always stood like a rock to support Pakistan's international issues in UN and Security Council, the world was changing and was going past political and diplomatic jargons. And also in the region, countries with whom we were at war in 60s and 70s were changing their direction. And as a result, neighboring country against whom China stood with Pakistan was able to, through its policy and through its political commitment, raise their bilateral trade between China and India to $80 billion. And our journey of love, a love story, truly a love story, did not materialize into economic cooperation, trade programs to the levels it should have been. But then it is never too late. And today, this journey of true love between the two countries has reached its high point. Because higher points have yet to come. So that's why I've used high point. That today, CPAC has been struck through great cooperation between the two leaderships, through untiring efforts of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and more than willingness on the part of President Xi Jinping and Premier Li and the Chinese leadership, the people of China. And that is how you saw, ladies and gentlemen, that last year, in the month of April, agreements were signed and witnessed by the two leaderships. And there was gossip, as we have gossip factories in abundance in Pakistan. There were rumors, as we have rumor factories churning out rumors day in and day out, that these are agreements and they will never materialize. These are MOUs and they will, I always call memorandum of understanding as most outrageous understandings. They will never materialize. But then, ladies and gentlemen, the entire world witnessed a sea change. They saw something unbelievable in front of them, that within months of these agreements being signed between the two countries, projects which have direct bearing on the health of this country, progress of this country, prosperity of this country, promotion of this country, started rolling out very speedily. And from Washington to Tokyo, and from Tokyo to Delhi, and from Delhi to Casablanca, the whole world was mesmerized. They were simply, taken by something, most unbelievable, that in Pakistan, investments have started taking by the billions of dollars in various power projects and infrastructure projects. Ladies and gentlemen, this act alone, act of generosity, act of great kindness on the part of Chinese people and the leadership towards Pakistan, is one of those many in line you have witnessed while entering this hall through those photographs. And the story will not end here. While these projects will materialize, generate power, throw it up on the national grid, Chinese companies will make profits, Pakistan will get electricity and energy, our agriculture and industry will be booming, production will enhance, and millions of unemployed people will be employed, our GDP will go up, Pakistan will stand out in the competitive nations. As a nation which will no more be a beggar, but probably be a chooser. But history will always remember, historians will record that this role of Pakistan coming out of deep poverty towards prosperity and progress would never have been possible without Chinese contribution and Chinese support. And mind you, and Foreign Secretary will bear me out, that this support and the cooperation in the past 65 years has always been without any conditionalities. Because love is always unconditional. Can you ever think of a love story with conditions? Never. So that's how I interpret that this is a true love story between the two countries. Ladies and gentlemen, I think today we stand here not only to celebrate this journey, glorious journey of 65 years. We stand here to celebrate CPAC. We stand here to celebrate this wonderful journey between the two countries. And we stand here to commit and make a vow that our future generations will carry this wonderful journey through their hard work and joint efforts. I have to tell you that never before in the history of Pakistan there was a more shining hour and happier moment than this one. When you go to Punjab, you go to KPK, you go to Balochistan, you go to Sindh, all over Chinese projects are coming up and touching the skies. This is something which naked eyes have never observed. Never. I know and you know that at times agreements are signed, but it takes years to take the first step. I'm not feeling very well today. I have a fever, but how could I not attend this function despite my illness? How could I not come here and celebrate this wonderful program despite my illness? I could have opted out any other program, but not this function, not this celebration. This celebration will go centuries and centuries to come. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say one pertinent point and then thank you all and wish you a wonderful evening. And that is, I was thinking, should I say this here or not? But I thought, no, I must say. You know, one of the finest public transport program is underway construction here in Lahore by the name of Orange Line. And you know how Chinese leadership went out of the way to term it as a gift to Pakistan, to Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, and to this humble soul as well. And you know, this had, to be very honest, it didn't have any direct connectivity with CPAC. This is a fact. Yet, Chinese leadership said, no, Pakistan must have one of the most modern public transport system. While this project is under construction, fast under construction, some political elements, unfortunately, not being sagacious or far-sighted, for their short-term gains, tried to create a bit of a storm in the cup, tried to agitate, and of course also went to the court of law and took stay orders on certain heritage points in the name of heritage, like Shalimar Garden, etc. I'm not going to explain that story. I've explained it time and again and will explain again on some other occasion. But suffice it to say, some of them have never been to Shalimar Garden in their life. They go and spend their summer vacations in south of France or north of America, along with their servants and their pet dogs. And here, for a grand public transport project, they are trying to create hurdles. Now, of course, it is in the hands of honorable courts, and I'm sure they will decide the case on merit. But the point I want to make here is, as my parting note, that knowing all this, knowing this matter is now under litigation and stay orders have been granted by the court, honorable court. Tell me, which was the last time, not in Pakistan, but in contemporary history, when a country or a bank, knowing that a project they are committed to finance is under litigation, will even think of dishing out 1 penny until the case is decided by the court in terms of their own judgment. I have a business background. I'm a politician, from the last 25 years. So I have seen both the worlds from both angles. In my living memory, I have yet to come across a single case. There are very renowned bankers sitting here in this hall, and of course economists and professionals and politicians. They will bear me out that never ever a country or a bank has financed a project which is under litigation, which has certain portions stayed by the court. But here, history has been changed. History has been written by China by providing funds to Orient Line despite all this.